what you're talking about is very orgasmic.
It can be when you start to associate
The way I
orgasm just
say
with
it, it's
reality.
orgasmic. Hey guys, welcome back to Hymology. And this is our second installment for this particular series. My name is Shari James. I help men avoid ED medications, get off of them, or in some cases, get them to work with my holistic approach to healing erectile dysfunction. And today I am back with Deva. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Shari.
Hey, welcome back. And Deva is a sensual remembrance and embodiment coach. So I am very excited to hear more about Wisdom Bomb number two, which is why total emotional expression can cause transformation. All right,
Mm,
I'm curious to see where you're going to go with this one.
thank you. Uh, so to start, oftentimes in the world today, there's a tendency to wallow in emotional experiences. So we're feeling sad about something and we just feel sad about it all day. And or maybe something happens in the car while we're driving and then we experience a little bit of anger. And an hour later, when we're driving, we're still back there at what happened
Mhm.
in that little moment, and the anger is still present with us. So there's two amazing bits of research and two amazing books that you can read if this sounds familiar to you, and it sounds like maybe it's part of your reality. The first one is My Stroke of Insight by Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor. And Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor, in her book, mentions how the neurological process that happens in the brain associated with an emotional experience, it actually only lasts around 30 seconds. And if the emotional experience is lasting longer than that, it's because of some mental process or thought process that we're having that keeps encouraging the emotional experience to continue. And we
Yeah.
create a new version of it in our mind. So another 30 seconds, a new version, another 30 seconds, and we compound it. But the actual initial emotional experience and how long it takes to experience it is only 30 seconds long. And then the next book is Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by Dr. David Hawkins. And in that book, Dr. David Hawkins demonstrates how or explains how if we're completely total in our emotional expression, we can move through it in 30 seconds. So both of those books, the information in both of those books ties in together. But something that I really wanted to share today is just what total expression is and what does it look like, and how we can use this amazing bit of wisdom about how our body works, so that we can move through our emotions much, much quicker and not have to sit in them all day. So let's talk about sadness, for example. If someone's having an experience where they feel a little bit down or blue or something, there's a story happening that's kind of robbing the happiness from their daily experience, try and go into your bedroom, curl up on the bed, wail like "Wah!" Wail even louder than that. I'm trying because I'm on the podcast. I don't want to make everyone sound deaf, or make everyone deaf. But wail really, really intensely, as intense as you can, and it might even feel unnatural because oftentimes as children we're taught, don't cry, oh, stop
Yeah.
crying, shh, 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 it's okay, but just really get into the expression of the emotion. Wail, cry, beat your hand on a pillow really, really hard. No holding back and not
Commit.
letting your
Like
mind.
it's almost like commit and over exaggerate, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
So
Yeah.
do
And
you
not let.
do you
Go
find
ahead.
that so in my experience, men process emotion more slowly. So you as a man, is there anything men can do in that gap? Or are you suggesting this is what they do the minute they feel that?
Can you explain to me what you mean by the gap, Shari? And then I'll refine the question.
Okay, so I've been working with, here's an example. I've been working with men for 30 years, right? So I know how to communicate with men. And
Mm.
oftentimes it means when I need them to express a feeling rather than a thought, I have to sit quietly and wait for that. And then one expression might eke out, and then I have to go, mm-hmm. And then I have to sit quietly and wait for that. And I've had to basically train myself to do that as a female and not jump in and not over talk and not try to express my emotions
Mm.
for them. So there is a slower capacity. So I'm wondering, um, if you as a man, if you've practice feeling when an emotion comes up, if that's actually shortened the gap. Like, have you trained yourself or have you naturally been expressive? Now I'm just kind of turning this back on you a little bit because I get to talk to a man about this.
Yeah, no, well, I definitely have practiced it for years and years and years now.
Yeah.
I would say that it started with my meditation practice,
Mm-hmm.
because meditation is the practice just of sitting and witnessing whatever's, or certain types of meditation, sitting and witnessing what's happening in your body, and emotions are a part of that. And as we sit and we meditate, thoughts come into our mind that evoke emotions in our body, so we get to experience more emotion. And the idea is that witnessing that emotion, if we think about in our youth, just say emotion was suppressed, we were taught, to not cry or to not express our emotion or to be good children, which meant not feeling your emotions in an
Yeah.
expressive way. Then we buried all of that emotion in our nervous system. But when we sit in stillness, our nervous system gets the message, oh, there's some space here. There's no input going in. So I can kind of release some of the pressure, just like a pressure cooker. Just
Yes.
release some of the pressure that's stored in the nervous system. So when we sit in meditation, we have all these thoughts and feelings, and we just practice sitting and witnessing those. And that's a really valuable practice to have in your life, because then when you go out into the world, if you're tying your kid's shoelace and an emotion arises because of something that happened earlier in the day, you can still tie the shoelace in a loving, caring way and experience whatever that emotion is, because you've learned how to witness it. So, yeah, I would say the practice. Go ahead, Shari.
No,
Sorry.
that's okay. No, that's fascinating to me, right? So that tells me that you're an example of a man who has trained himself into a wiring of honoring your own emotion. And so for me, and giving your emotions space to surface, so I call that spaciousness. And that it sounds to me like that actually shortens the gap too, which almost seems like you've trained your brain to function in a different way, which is pretty cool.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
definitely true for me.
take
And
that reflection for what it's worth. I mean, I've been
thank you.
sitting with men for 30 years. You know what I mean? So like I have some wisdom at this point. Some
Mm,
observation.
thank you for that reflection. Yeah, I had a tendency there to just brush over that, but I received that. Thank you. And yeah, I have been working hard on that, and it seems that it's coming to fruition. So I'm grateful to, yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement. I
Nice,
received that.
nice. All right.
Um,
So I know that you're saying that honoring the emotion and possibly even exaggerating the emotion can lead to a transformation. So maybe you are the transformation, but so what kind of transformation are we talking about here? Without knowing the root causes of erectile dysfunction, you might as well just go ahead and throw your pills in the garbage. Contact me for your free video consult.
just a transformation into stillness, and
Oh,
into not having these emotions rule our reality, and be at the forefront of our existence. So just say anger, for example. If someone goes and bashes a pillow, and I'm not talking about getting their arm and going, I mean, arch your back, put your whole body in it, slam down on the pillow with great, great force,
yes.
and express the anger fully. Once that's done, it loses all of its charge. And then you can just go about your day because you've expressed the anger. And the
I mean,
stories don't need to keep going round and round in the head. So,
absolutely. So I have what I call the beatbox in my garage. I have a big box and I have a plastic bat. When I
nice.
need to, because I've been practicing some long-term celibacy for a while, and so that sexual energy will build up, and and sometimes I need to do something primal. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's like accessing anger by using the beatbox, and then that breaks up the charge, and then you're left with, first of all, laughter, because it's just funny. And right, like after a big emotional burst, I find that I laugh a lot.
Mhm.
And then you come into that stillness of like, it's like what you're talking about is very orgasmic.
It can be when you start to associate
The way I
orgasm just
say
with
it, it's
reality.
orgasmic.
Do you know about that one piece about the meditation at the end of the emotional expression? Have you heard of that part?
No, what is that?
So I can't remember the researcher, but they did research. You know these smash rooms where they give you a bat and you just go into a room and
Yes,
smash everything
yes.
in it. Yeah. So they did research with two different groups. The first they gave a bat and they went to town just smashing everything and then left and went out into their lives. And the second they gave a bat, they went to town and smashed everything. And then they were asked to sit in silent meditation for 10 minutes after they finished smashing. And the group who were allowed to just go out into the world, actually, the research showed that their anger levels increased.
Yeah, they're charged
Whereas
up.
the group, exactly, but the group that sat in meditation afterwards, their anger levels gradually decreased over time. So whenever we do this total emotional expression, a really important factor is to just give yourself a little moment. If you don't have much time in your life, they say if you don't have much time, meditate for even longer. But if you don't have much time, try and at least do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And 10 to 20 is amazing if you can give yourself that. And
Mm-hmm.
that will help. It helps the nervous system understand after emotional expression, we come into calmness and integration. And then it helps
Yes.
bring a baseline of calm into the life, you know?
Perfect. All right. This teaching feels very full. Do you feel full on this one?
Feel great. Thank you so much, Shari. Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
All right. All right, guys.
Mhm.
So you heard it here. Total emotional expression. Maybe even start out with a little meditation practice. Give yourself some spaciousness, and then start to allow these emotions to surface. And then when they do start to bubble up, express them in a safe, exaggerated way. Get them out of your system, and then bring your body back to stillness. And on
Thank
to
you,
the third.
Shari. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, thank you. And on to the third installment. Hey, you. Hey, guy. Who's learning about sexual health? Mixed in with some Tantra, mixed in with some 5 elements of Chinese medicine and some Western medicine. I want to let you know something. I would love it if you would hit my subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, you're going to know when new content is posted every Friday.